everyone, and welcome to the first ever episode of DraftKings, the only podcast that gives you the top level limited information you could ever need. I'm Shyler, aka Shy Guy 768. Along with me today, I have Tyler, who is the Edge 452 on YouTube. How you doing today, Tyler? All right, so today I wanted to talk about. So today I wanted to talk about evaluating a pack for the newer players out there that might not know as much as we do about limited. So I wanted to just explain how each of us open a pack and figure out what the good cards are and how we determine they are good in that pack. And to help us do that, I have a booster pack of Dragons of Tarkir. Whoa. That I'm going to open, and we're going to go through it and see what the good cards are and what would our first pick be and things like that. So, open the pack. Alright, so the first card is Grave Purge. It's a 3-mana instant, 2 and a black. What? It's Grave Purge. It's 2 and a black for an instant. Put any number of target creature cards from your graveyard on top of your library and draw a card. I wouldn't first pick it, but I mean it's okay if you. Yeah, I mean later you can pick this and it's actually not bad. I mean because it just 3 mana, it puts a creature from your graveyard on top of the library, so it's basically like a regrowth. I mean, it takes an extra turn to get it into your hand, and you also draw a card with it, so it actually does put it in your hand, so it's not that bad. And it's in black, too. But the next card is Hardened Berserker. He's a human berserker, 3/2 for 2 and a red. Whenever he attacks, the next spell you cast this turn costs 1 less to cast. I mean, he's got okay Dragons of Tarkir. Yeah, this guy, I think he's okay. He's not nowhere near a first pick card, I don't think. I mean, it is nice that whenever you attack, you get the ability to cast something for 1 mana less, but 3/2 is not really big in limited. It's gonna get killed really easily because there's things like Roast in the format, and there's what else is in Dragons of Tarkir that deals damage? I don't know, but Roast, for instance, is in Dragons, and it would just kill this thing.
2 mana for 5 damage.
Yeah. I mean, that even made it into what, modern, I think?
I don't know what that meant.
Yeah.
Made it into a lot of the
Yeah. I mean, definitely like a Tarkir Red back a little while ago was running like 2 or 3 copies of Roast. And like Temur Megamorph, I think, runs a couple copies and things like that. The next card we got is Sandstorm Charger. It's a 3/4 for 4 and a white creature beast with Megamorph for 4 and a white. So Megamorph is you can cast it, you can morph it, this card, so pay 3 and it makes it a 2. And you place this face down and it makes it a 2/2 creature. And then you can pay 4 and a white to flip this over and put a 1/1 counter on it. So, Megamorphed, it would be a 4/5 for 5. But as it stands right now, that's not what we're picking, I don't think. As of right now, I think the Hardened Berserker is the pick over these 3 cards. The next card is Gurmag Drowner. It's a 2/4 for 4, 3 and a blue. It's got exploit, which means when this creature enters the battlefield, you can sack a creature. And when... Is it glitchy?
A little bit. Every 2 seconds. I don't know. It sounds.
Oh. I think it's alright. Okay. So... Alright, so when Gurmag Drowner exploits a creature, you look at the top 4 cards of your library and put one of them into your hand and the rest in the graveyard. So, does Sleight of Hand put it on the bottom or in your graveyard?
Sleight of hand?
Yeah.
Sleight of hand is one on the bottom of your hand.
Okay, so it's not like that. So this would be like a
It's a good card. So I really enjoyed the mechanic.
yeah.
So like that was the best mechanic in the set.
Sidisi was one of the best exploit creatures.
Yeah, the iconic shooter when he exploited.
Yeah. So we'll set that one aside. All right.
It was a small port when he exploited.
All right. So our next card is Tread Upon, which is 1 and a green for an instant. Target creature gets +2/+2 and gains trample until the end of the turn. It's a decent pump spell. I like that it gives trample, but yeah, it's decent, but it's definitely not what we're first picking here. The next card we have is Revealing Wind, which is an instant for 2 and a green. Prevent all combat damage that would be dealt this turn. You may look at each face-down creature that's attacking or blocking. So it prevents combat damage, and then... Well, I mean, it prevents combat damage, and then you can look at morphs. Well, I mean, you can look at... yeah. Against, like, Megamorph decks and things like that. Yeah. It went, how many packs was when this, was draftable? Like, Khans, Fate, and Dragons? Or was it like 2 Dragons and a Khans, or what? What 3 packs were there when this was in draft?
Personally, I love Khan, but I just like Fate, and Dragons had a few good cards.
Okay. What you wanted was the White Citadel. Or the White Siege, not the White Citadel.
Yeah.
That's what you wanted.
All right. So then
That's like the best card you could have pulled.
yeah, the Citadel Siege.
Yeah, the White Siege.
All right, our next card is Vandalize, which is Vandalize,
Okay.
which is a sorcery for 4 and a red. You can choose one or both. It destroys target artifact, or it destroys target land, or it destroys an artifact and a land.
Okay.
So,
Another sideboard card.
yeah, that's what it is at best. I mean, you don't want a main deck artifact hate.
Huh.
The next card is...
So far, I don't really love any of these cards.
Yeah, this doesn't seem like it's a very strong pack.
First pickable in this set, in this pack.
Yeah.
Otherwise, stuff.
Alright, so our next card is Fate Forgotten.
Are we in the uncommons yet, or are we still?
We're still in the comments. We have Fate Forgotten, which is an instant for 2 and a white. Exile target artifact or enchantment. Again, sideboard card. Not really useful otherwise. Alright, so we got... The next card is Flatten, which is 3 and a black for an instant. Target creature gets -4/-4 until the end of the turn. Removal spell.
That's awesome. That's first pick so far.
Yes. Removal spell for the win.
Yeah, that's the first pick
Okay.
so far.
And now, Ancient Carp. You remember this card?
Ancient what?
Ancient Carp.
No, I don't remember.
Doesn't
sound very exciting.
It's not. It's a 5-mana, 4 and a blue for a fish. That is a 2/5. That's it.
No, maybe if it was 1 less mana, it would be okay.
Yeah.
That's too much.
You're paying 5 mana for 5 toughness is basically what it is. Which is not, in my mind, a good idea. But alright, here's a card that we can consider. We're in the uncommons now. So, Explosive Vegetation.
Say that again?
Explosive Vegetation.
Okay, what does that do?
It's a 4-mana sorcery, 3 and a green. Search your library for up to 2 basic land cards and put them on the battlefield tapped. Then shuffle your library.
Okay, that's not bad.
Yeah, it's not that bad. So we'll put that up with flat.
Ramp spells are good.
Yeah. And then we got the Invisible Stalker guy in this set, the Gadul Lurker. The 1-mana 1/1 that can't be blocked with Megamorph for 1 blue.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he's a decent card. I mean, you can.
Okay, it's still the removal though. It's still that. I mean, that card was awesome.
Yeah. The problem with this guy is if you morph him, then you're paying 4 mana for a 2/2 that can't be blocked.
Yeah.
Which isn't too good. I mean, you can get that in for less mana with a different ability called Flying, which basically is unblockable for most things. You know?
Except for by things with flying and reach.
Yeah, but a lot of the time, a lot of people don't have Flying on the battlefield in limited.
Blue White Flyers does so well.
Yeah. All right, here's something else we could consider. Self-inflicted wound.
What does that do?
1 and a black for a sorcery. Target opponent sacrifices a green or white creature. If that player does, he or she loses 2 life.
What's the mana cost again?
1 and a black.
It's not bad.
Yeah, that's not... I mean, you'd have to find the green-white deck
I like
for
that.
this
I'll
to
play
be
it.
absolutely...
Play that in the same deck as that other black removal spell.
As flatten?
If it came back around.
Yeah. I mean, you have to find the right deck to play it against, but I mean, that's still a really good card. And then we get to our rare. And our rare is Living Lore. It is a creature avatar for 3 and a blue. As Living Lore enters the battlefield, you can exile an instant or sorcery card from your graveyard. And Living Lore's power and toughness are each equal to the exiled card's converted mana cost.
What's the mana cost on this card again?
4, 3 and a blue.
Okay. Is there any effect?
And whenever Living Lore deals combat damage, you may sack it. If you do, you may cast the exiled card without paying its mana cost. So, it enters, you exile instant or sorcery. The mana cost of this instant or sorcery is what this guy is, and then when he deals combat damage, you can sack him and cast that instant or sorcery.
Not bad. Still not first pick.
Yeah, I think we're going with the removal spell for first pick. I mean, and the last 2 cards are a Jin Monk and a Swamp. So, the cards I have picked aside for our first pick, I have Flatten, Explosive Vegetation, Self-Inflicted Wound, and Living Lore. What would our first pick be? Probably one of the removal spells.
Well, no, that one that you said gave -4/-4. That's the first pick. It's gotta be.
-4/-4, yeah. The Flatten. So
Yeah, instant speed, -4/-4. I mean, that's awesome.
yeah.
Yeah, you don't. I mean, as long as you're paying 5 or less mana, I would pay up to 5 mana for that. You know, and it's only 4.
Yeah. If that were not in the pack, though, which one would we pick?
It would be that green-black card that you said.
Or the green-white one, the self-inflicted wound?
Yeah, that one.
The one that makes them sack a green or white creature? And if they do, they lose 2
A
life?
white creature?
Yeah.
Oh, never mind. No, it's not a first pick.
It's not a first pick?
No.
Okay.
No, it's a sideboard card.
Yeah. So if that wasn't there, would you just take the rare living lore? I think I would.
No, I would take one of the more solid creatures of the console and move on to the next pack and try to forget that pack ever happened.
So you'd probably take the Gurmag Drowner, the one that exploits, the one that looks at the top 4.
I'd take a solid creature, you know.
Yeah.
Try to forget that pack ever even happened.
Yeah, this pack wasn't really too strong at all. I would really hate to open this in draft. It would not be very fun. I mean, as it sits right now, you'd probably, because you take the flat and then you cut in black pretty hard because there's only one other color, or 2 other black cards. I mean,
Yeah, Latin is the pick, most definitely.
but yeah, that's the pack. Now, I also wanted to talk about like how we decide what cards are good, like what a card needs to be a first pick. You know, it needs to have what.
Well, it really a lot of it depends on the pack. I mean the set. A lot of it depends on the set because it's different for each set.
Yeah.
Limited format is different.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that 4 mana instant speed -4/-4. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that card at all. You know, that's an awesome card.
Yeah.
You know, a card's a sideboard card when it's conditional, like that green-white card is, or like that other card is. You know.
Yeah. The
Conditional. You know, conditional cards like that should go in your sideboard.
yeah. I mean, to be honest, this pack had mostly sideboard cards. To be honest, like that Tread Upon's even a sideboard card. Self-inflicted wound, Grave Purge, Vandalize, Revealing Wind. Most of the cards in this pack were, in fact, sideboardable cards.
Yeah, a lot of them. I might actually even if Flatten wasn't in there, I'd probably pick up that ramp spell.
Yeah, the explosive vegetation that gets 2 out of your.
That's what I would pick up if Flatten wasn't there.
Yeah.
Because at least it's something decent.
Yeah, I mean, and not to mention you can.
Goes in a lot of decks.
Yeah, it gives you more mana to cast the big things in this set, which are of course, dragons like Dragon Lord Dramoka and things like that. All the Dragon Lord Philly. The best ones mainly being Silumgar and Ojutai. And possibly a Tarka.
Are we talking about the ones that are the ones from Dragon's Arc here, or the other ones?
The ones from the Dragon Lords.
Okay, yeah, that Silumgar is insane.
Yeah, the one that steals a creature. But then,
Or
What's his name?
Planeswalker, isn't it creature or Planeswalker?
You know what? I think it is.
Yeah, it's
Let me double check.
it's a really really good card. Yeah, you see Silumgar in a pack in that set, and you don't pass it up. You know, Ojutai is another one. Dramoka is insane too. I mean, it's just a really really solid creature.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I mean, the Dragon Lords are awesome, except for maybe the black red one. I don't remember what he's called.
Dragon Lord Kolgan.
He's good in.
He's yeah.
Not really in limited because you don't have a lot of of multiple copies of cards.
You see, but he would be really
He
good.
would be okay in limited, but he wouldn't be like the best limited guy, you know.
Yeah, I think he's not gonna be in modern. He's too much mana. But
I don't think any of them are making it into modern.
well, I mean, Silumgar or Ojutai has already actually
Oh, really?
in straight blue white control. He's made it in,
Cool.
so Ojutai's in. But as for Silumgar, he's still He may not be at the power level. You can waste a 6th turn to cast him, I guess. Because a lot of the decks in Modern are sort of combo-y, not many creature decks, you know. Against, like, Naya, you know, or something would be really good to use him. But anywhere else, it's really not right, you know.
But yeah, most of the Dragon Lords are actually really, really good in limited. What's the other one that we didn't say? There was the blue Silumgar, Ojutai, Dramoka,
Atarka.
Olgan. Oh, it was Atarka, yeah.
Yeah.
Atarka's really good.
Yeah,
Atarka insane. That's another first pick.
Yeah. Just to clarify, Dragon Lord Silumgar is creature or planeswalker that you can gain control of.
Yeah, it's insane.
Yeah. A 6-mana 3/5 with flying and death touch for a legendary dragon that literally steals a creature.
He just says rack you. You know what, rack you.
Yeah. He just goes up to your face and says that.
He says go home.
Go home. You're no good at this game.
Yeah.
I rock.
Why are you even playing?
Yeah. Atarka is the one that deals damage, correct?
Okay, yes. He deals 5 damage. I forget whether it's to a player or creature or player. I forget that text, but he deals 5 damage when he enters to something, so he just kills something when he enters, which is great. So he's already a really strong creature, and he's removal.
It's 5 damage divided as you choose, which is really good. Among creatures or planeswalkers, any number.
In sealed, that kills 2 or 3 things.
Yeah.
Limited.
Yeah, I mean, you could even just cast that and kill said Silumgar.
Yeah. I mean, that thing trumped Silumgar.
Yeah. The only thing it doesn't trump is Ojutai sometimes. When he has hexproof.
Yeah.
Which it's not like you're going to be able to cast Atarka when Ojutai comes out anyways.
Uh-huh.
Because I believe he has hexproof on your turn.
Doesn't it depend on whether he's tapped or untapped? Is hexproof? Is it turn-based or tapped or untapped?
It is untapped. Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it depends on whether he's tapped or not.
Yeah. But the thing I like is he's got an anticipate attached to him.
So Atarka could even really trump him, you know?
Yeah. Well,
he's just a bomb.
yeah, and Ojutai's a 5/4, so it's even an extra damage you can point at something else.
Yeah, exactly.
Like a planeswalker that's at 1 loyalty.
Really, really impressed with the Dragon Lord.
Yeah. The only one that wasn't really too good was the one that never showed up anywhere, which was Kolaghan.
Yeah.
Other than that, the rest are fine.
His previous version, although, is really, really good. The one with the one with Dash.
Yeah.
Especially as a commander, because as a commander you can still cast him for his dash cost. You don't have to pay the extra commander like mana to keep casting him. You can just dash him out whenever you want to hit him.
Yeah,
He actually does a lot of damage
yeah.
as a commander.
I
feel like he was made for commander.
Kolaghan?
Kolaghan, the first one.
Yeah. The one that gives other dragons +1
Use
+0 and dash. He has dash. Correct, right? I think so.
What?
The Dragon Lord Kolgan is, I don't remember his power and toughness, but he just gives other dragons +1 +0 and haste, and he has dash for 5, right?
Yes. He gives dragons +1 +0.
Oh, it's not other dragons?
Well, yeah, I think it's other dragons.
Oh, I was gonna say, because he pumps himself and gives himself haste.
Oh, yeah, it's other dragon.
Okay, that's sweet. All right. So for the second half of the podcast, I wanted to go through. At this time, there are some spoiled cards for Oath of the Gatewatch, and I wanted to go through and talk about how good they could be for limited. The ones that are spoiled are obviously the mythics and stuff like that, but we're going to talk about which ones are more bomby than the other. If you can get what I mean, Tyler, right? Like, which one would you pick more over something else?
There are there's a lot of good in that set. I mean, really the only thing that I have a complaint about is Kozilek.
Yeah.
He's a strict downgrade. He's something that you don't want in any deck aside from a limited deck.
Yeah, that's true.
But I really think that they're gonna. I think that they're gonna definitely, like, they'll figure something out with standard. He'll be a standard guy, I think.
Yeah,
You should explain what he does.
yeah. Kozilek. His name is Kozilek the Great Distortion. He is a 10 mana Eldrazi, so it's 8 and 2 colorless mana, which is completely different from the number inside of the gray circle, because now colorless mana has been made into a, like, 6th color, basically.
Symbol, yeah. Colorless mana has a symbol now.
Yeah, it's a diamond shape. It looks kind of like the Battle for Zendikar symbol, in a way. But it's 2 of that mana, and then 8 generic mana is what they're calling it now. Which is mana of any color that you can spend to cast it.
Colorless mana.
Yeah. But it says, let me get this open here. It says, when you cast Kozilek the Great Distortion, if you have fewer than 7 cards in your hand, draw equal to the difference. So, if you have 1 less than 7, you draw 1.
Definitely not as good as the previous version, because the previous version, when you casted him,
You drew 4, yeah.
automatically you get 4 cards. You know, with this one, it's way more convenient. Yeah, it could be more than 4, but it's probably not more than 4.
Yeah, not to mention you have to waste everything and then cast him when you have like 1 or 2 cards in hand to even get 4 mana. Or 4 cards, I mean. Like, at 2, when you have 2 cards in hand, that leaves you with getting 5 cards. But I don't know if that's even worth it. But he also has Menace, which is not
Good. It's evasion.
Yeah, it's.
It might get played in.
I believe Menace is it can't be blocked except by 2 or more creatures. Correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, he'll definitely be played in limited. I mean, he's a bomb in limited.
Yeah.
But they're gonna have to build around him a little bit in standard and constructed.
All right. So he also has a third ability, which is discard a card with converted mana cost X, and you can counter target spell with converted mana cost X, which I like. It's like a. It's not like a force of will. What is it like? It's sort of like a syncopate, sort of. Like, it makes them pay. Or it doesn't make them pay. I don't know what it's like, but I just like that he has a counter attached to him, along with all this other things. Like, he's a control card at best, because he counters spells and he draws cards. That's what control wants to do. So, I think he's going to go in like Esper or something like that.
Are we still talking about Kozilek?
Yeah, Kozilek. Just because he has a counter ability.
It's like
And he draws cards.
he has a counter ability?
Yeah, you discard a card with converted mana cost X and counter target spell with converted mana cost X.
Okay, yeah. I can definitely see that.
Yeah.
But
he'd only be like a 1 or a 2 of because he's a legendary creature and he costs 10.
I really just don't like him because really the original was just so much better.
Yeah.
At least they tried to trump themselves with the new Olamog, you know.
Yeah, as they're calling him Nulamog.
Tried to make him better.
Yeah.
You know, with this one, they just took the name and they threw on some abilities, some really good abilities, but
yeah.
he doesn't feel like a Kozilek.
And if I didn't mention, the power and toughness are 12-12, just like the other one. So, yeah.
12 for 10, yeah.
Alright, so another card that's coming out that I'm really excited for is Chandra Flamecaller. I think it's going to be the best Planeswalker ever.
Well, I like her. I do. I like her.
Yeah.
She's really good.
I mean, she's... Okay, so she's a 6-mana Planeswalker, 4 and 2 red, for a 4 loyalty starting Planeswalker. She has a +1, which is put 2 3/1 red elemental creature tokens with haste onto the battlefield, exile them at the beginning of the next end step. So you get a ball lightning. You get a ball lightning for a plus ability.
I want like 5, and I don't even play anything that would require 5.
Yeah.
I draft and I play Commander.
Yeah.
I want as many of those. I mean, that's just awesome.
Yeah, that card is amazing. She also has a 0 ability, which is discard all the cards in your hand and draw that many cards +1. So Wheel of Fortune for yourself, but add a card.
Yeah, it's like it's like a Blaze. Honestly, it that second ability reminds me of Chandra Ablaze.
Yeah.
And I love Chandra Ablaze.
And she she also has her ultimate is a -X, where she deals X damage to each creature. That is insane.
Yeah.
I mean, you can just
all the best Chandra qualities.
Yes, all of the everything Red wants to do is on her.
Yeah, all the best qualities. She burns, she draws it, and she eats down.
Yeah. I mean, she could rival Elspeth at this point.
Protect herself.
Yeah, she could.
The only thing she has to do is protect herself.
Well, she...
Protect herself as in, like, Planeswalkers to protect themselves, make like, tokens or whatever that stay out, you know.
Yeah.
This one, it really doesn't.
Yeah, because they go away.
Out there doesn't leave anything out there to... Like, that plus ability beats down, but it doesn't defend her.
Yeah, so oftentimes she's just going to be like a one-shot thing because people are going to kill her as soon as she comes out.
My favorite Chandra.
Yeah. Which is your first favorite? A Blaze?
A Blaze is still better because it... I mean, well, not strictly better. It depends on the format. But a Blaze pings for 4 with the first ability. You discard a red card in your hand and it pings... And it deals 4 damage to creature or player. The minus ability it discards everybody's hands and they all draw 3.
Yeah.
And the ult I don't remember the exact words, but it's I love the ult on her.
Yeah. Is she's obviously first pick in limited, but
She was from what do you call the set? Zendikar. The original Zendikar.
yeah. If you had the choice between Kozilek and Chandra, which one did you pick?
Definitely Chandra.
Yeah.
If I had a choice between almost anything in Kozilek, I would take it, but in a draft where I get to keep the cards, and in a draft where if Kozilek ends up being worth a bunch of money, then I might take Kozilek just for value.
Yeah. What do you think about the new?
If he's not worth a ton, then I'll probably pick anything over him.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to be nearly as worth much as the other ones were. Like because
I have some kind of irrational hatred of him. I hate him.
I'm pretty sure there's more people than just you that feel the same way, Tyler. Don't worry.
I just don't feel like he's He doesn't feel like Kozilek.
Yeah. I mean, and they got rid of Annihilator, which is okay, but I mean, the Eldrazi, they're supposed to be huge and scary. This guy's at least okay.
He's huge and scary, and he has evasion, which is great. But
he's not nearly as scary as the previous version.
the old one. You don't beat the old one with that.
Yeah. What do you think about the new way they're going, or the new mechanic? One of the new mechanics in this set, Surge.
I actually like it.
Like this card, for instance, Crush of Tentacles. It's a 6-mana sorcery with Surge. I will explain that in a minute. For 5, 3 and 2 blue. But by itself, it's a 6-mana sorcery. Return all non-land permanents to their owner's hands. If Crush of Tentacles Surge cost was paid, put an 8/8 blue octopus token on the battlefield.
I love Surge.
And Surge, for those who do not understand what this is, Surge is a mechanic. It says you may cast this spell for its Surge cost if you or a teammate has cast another spell this turn. For 5.
Voice thing, because your voice hasn't glitched out in like last 10 minutes.
Oh, that's good. I don't know what I did. But anyways, I'm always gonna Surge this thing. Like, I don't want to do it by itself.
Almost as much as I like Awaken, because I love Awaken. You know, you've seen me draft this new set. I mean, I draft Awaken almost every week.
Yeah, you hardly ever have a deck that doesn't run some sort of Awaken spell.
I've never had a deck that didn't have at least 2 Awaken spells in it.
Yeah, you're always either running Royal Spout, or you're running Ondu Rising, or you're running something.
It's not that. It's just that a lot of the a lot of the first pickable, you know, like best draft cards are Clutch of Currents, Sheer Drop, Coastal Discovery. All these things are things that you want to pick up.
Yeah.
You know, and if you see a bunch of them, you know, you got to take it. You got to take those signals.
Yeah. Unless you open your last pack, you see a Quarantine Field, and you take a Clutch of Currents instead.
Yeah, Quarantine Field is insane. It's definitely worth more than Clutch.
I admit, the last draft I went to, everyone, I picked Clutch of Currents over Quarantine Field. Because my deck was red-blue devoid, and I had no way to get rid of creatures, really. So I picked that. And past Quarantine Field, which was a very bad idea.
Very bad. It's one of those cards like the White Siege and Dragons. It's something that you don't want to pass, like, ever.
Yeah, would you...
You just, like, it's like somebody, the first... Okay, this is a while ago, but the first time that we drafted Conspiracy.
Yeah.
The dude next to me, pack one, like pick one, right? I pick my card. He passes his pack to me, and it's got a Council's Judgment in it. You know, in that set, you really didn't want to pass Council's Judgment. And I did really well in that draft because of that.
Yeah.
You know, he lost out on a really, really good opportunity.
Yes, he did. Council's Judgment.
Not to mention, at the time, it was $20.
I mean, it's still worth something. It's played in Legacy. Council's Judgment. Or it might not be Legacy, but Vintage or something.
It's removal that gets past hexproof and stuff because it doesn't target.
Yeah.
You can choose something that's hexproof because it doesn't target.
Yeah. That card is just broken. in so many ways.
Yeah, and the dude passed it to me, and I don't know what the crap in conspiracy that you would pick over that.
Yeah, I don't even the tragic slip. I wouldn't even pick that over it.
No, because
I don't know.
you need some other kind of removal to be able to validate tragic slip, you know.
And it wasn't foil. Why wouldn't he pick
Maybe there was a foil counter in the pack.
it? Yeah, you don't know. Maybe there was a foil that was.
Yeah, maybe. We'll give him the benefit of the doubt.
I really doubt that would happen because of the randomization of every pack, but you know.
Yeah, we'll just.
To each his own.
Yeah.
But anyways, going back to Crush of Tentacles, would you first pick that in a draft or would you not?
Yeah.
Because it is
To see what else is the set first and what else is in the. But I love the card.
Yeah, but I mean it does cost you're at least paying 7 mana to surge it.
Great. I mean, getting that octopus and having the ability go off. I mean, that's awesome.
Yeah, I mean it returns everything.
That's worth more than that mana.
It leaves them just land, and then you have an 8/8 octopus that can win the game for you in a matter of like 2 turns.
Yeah, it's exactly what you want for a blue deck.
Yeah.
It's exactly what you want in blue because you want to be more controlling, you know, and you want that finisher.
Yes, that's true.
And that acts as your finisher, basically.
All right. Well, have obviously been a lot more cards spoiled. There have been like the expeditions, Anissa that has been, Strip Mine's an expedition. Let me go down to where it says them in English here. Forbidden Orchard looks amazing. Ancient Tomb looks amazing. Tectonic Edge is one. Horizon Canopy's one. Mana Confluence, Wasteland, Dust Bowl.
Yeah, all of the filter lands.
Yeah. Lorwyn lands are back. Or Lorwyn block lands are back.
Filter lands.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll just call them filter lands. But anyways, I think that is going to mark the end of the podcast for now, guys. Stay tuned for next episode. I think it's going to be like an every other week thing. I may try to get things out every week, but stay tuned for the next episode. Make sure you subscribe to the podcast channel in the iTunes because this will hopefully be there. Were you going to say something?
No, you keep going.
Oh. Also subscribe to me on YouTube, ShyGuy768. Also like my Facebook page and follow me on Twitter. And also follow Tyler and everything that he does. Say your social media links.
Yeah, I just barely got a broadcasting software, so I'm going to start. I'm probably going to upload my first video this weekend.
That's very nice. Awesome.
The Edge 452 is my account. And it's the same on most of my gaming accounts, like GTA and MitGo and a few other things. League.
Is that your address for your Twitter that you want them to follow?
No, my Twitter is Tyler A. Hill 7918.
All right. Anything else that they can follow? Like Facebook or Instagram or something?
No, don't worry about Facebook. Instagram, it's Tyler452.
All right. Well, thank you guys for watching. We've really enjoyed having you here, and hopefully we'll be back soon. But until next time, peace.